The presidential candidate of Nigeria's opposition People's Democratic Party has accused the nation's judiciary of being hands and gloves with the nation's ruling class. Atiku Abubakar, in a World Press Conference, says that despite overwhelming evidence presented by esteemed counsels, the justices of the nation's apex court allegedly subverted the will of the people. This press conference is coming after the Supreme Court ruling which threw out his appeal, affirming the victory of President Bola Tinubu at the presidential elections, which held in February this year. News Central's Marvelous Obomanu reports.
The court and electoral commission are two critical institutions that safeguards the democracy of any nation. However, in cases where they become corrupt and subvert the will of the people for gain, they can best be described as anti-democracy and working against the development of their host nation.
When two critical institutions like the court and the electoral commission are trapped in an even web of political marginalization, it becomes next to impossible for democracy to thrive.
Recently, the two institutions in Nigeria have received the short end of the stick from supporters of political candidates who believe they have not acted above board. Nigeria's Chief Justice had earlier warned judicial officers whilst administering oath of office to Federal High Court judges to be wary of their conduct and avoid gifts from members of the political class, which can put the image of the judiciary into disrepute.
Your lordships must sever ties with anything that will smear your hands and bring you into disrepute in the course of your new assignment. The bench is neither for the indolent, the greedy, nor those with dubious character, who can easily fall for a plate of porridge offered by desperate litigants. You must at all times rise above temptations and trials.
However, the recent judgment by the nation's apex court has once again raised questions on the integrity of the judiciary. While supporters of President Bola Tinubu believe the judiciary performed its duties creditably well, the opposition People's Democratic Party presidential candidate thinks the judiciary left many unanswered questions and compromised the appeal process.
If the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, implies by its judgment that crime is good and should be rewarded, then Nigeria has lost, and the country is doomed irrespective of who occupies the presidential seat. If the Supreme Court decides that the electoral umpire, INEC, can tell the public one thing and then do something else in order to reach a corruptly predetermined outcome, then there is really no hope for the country's democracy and electoral process.
We may be disappointed, but one thing I want to reiterate here is that we are not deterred.
For many, the recent Supreme Court judgment brings closure to grievances relating to Nigeria's presidential election. However, for some, the judgment remains a bitter pill to swallow. Marvelous Obomanu reporting for News Central.